I've been in Austin for 3 days. I'm just appreciate comedy here in Austin. I'm still getting used to the area. It's got a different feel to it, and you know, I'm trying to get adjusted, but so I'm at Buc-ee's. I wanted to document this because this is kind of like the holy grail of Texas, at least in people that enjoy going to rest stops and gas stations. Look at this. And I didn't have the live on inside, but this is like the best. I just did an open mic in Dallas and bombed really hard, but that's part of the plan. Is finding my voice 101. I've moved to, I moved from Baltimore to LA. From LA, I moved twice within LA. From LA, I moved to Joshua Tree. To Joshua Tree, I moved to 29 Palms. From 29 Palms, I stayed in LA for a bit. So I'd say I moved up to 6 or 7 times this year, maybe 8. And so now I'm here in, now I'm in, I was going to say Augusta. Now I'm in Austin. But, every move has a different feel to it. And so at this point, now that I'm in Austin, I'm having trouble expressing myself. I'm really nervous on stage. I'm trying to make sure that I get these jokes in, but I don't really like the jokes that I'm doing, and I'm trying to figure out new jokes. So it's tough because I'm starting from square one in a new place, which is even tougher.
What is astrology? Is it like religion for atheists? Like, what is that? Like, what is the belief system with astrology?
Astrology is the study of the stars, and think about sailors. They use the nautical positions to kind of see what's up. The moon.
Do the sailors look at the stars and go like, oh, this person's gonna be an asshole tonight because this star is over here? Is Gaia on her period? What is with that shit?
Well, actually, yeah, because when there's a full moon, technically Gaia is on her period.
Is that where the term lunatic comes from?
Absolutely.
Lunatic.
Yeah.
Like, you're crazy. You sleep outside under a full moon, you're a fucking crazy person.
A lunatic, yeah, lunacy, Like
lunacy, okay.
The
Why do we not give a fuck? You said that we're the observers.
Mm-hmm.
Is it, because I've heard the go with the flow, but sometimes the flow is stupid.
Art.
I'm an alien with a corrupt soul. I'm not full ginger. I have the red beard, but my hair is, my hairline is 45.
I can't look at you.
You can't look at me? Look at me and tell me my flaws. Expose my weaknesses.
Jake, you look like you just came out in 1996.
Please tell me why.
You look like you need to be.
The car's in the front yard.
You look like you need to just be in a coffee shop with like a plaid shirt on, and you're just like, tell me my horoscope. I need to know because I need to make the right mixtape.
Is the Libra the one for me? Is the hipster girl at the coffee shop in Silver Lake?
You're the guy who would go through each thing and... This is a spiritual war. we're in a spiritual war. This is a spiritual battle that's being played out on a political level in this country that's, you know, going through these massive shifts and changes. So I don't know how to get this message out other than say, like, you know, protect your energy. And this is a call to your inner leader and your inner authority, and your inner guidance and your angels and everybody, because like the shit that's going down is, whether we call it biblical, whether we call it divine, whatever we call it, this is something that is really important right now. And I wish I had a bigger platform, but I don't. So just for whoever sees this, like, you see it for a reason. If you think I'm crazy, I totally get it. Like, I'm nobody special. But what I'm saying is, I've seen a lot of stuff, working both as an astrologer and a tarot card reader and just a comic and being on psychedelics and stuff over the years. And it is time for the mothers to step up. It is time for the leaders to step up. This is a mother's war. So why this is a mother's war is the political fathers done fucked up. So the real fathers have to step up to be good fathers, because the bad fathers who exploit people, who enslave people, who get people into debt where they are fucking slaves to a credit card for the rest of their lives, that's bad father. That's a bad father. That's a abusive father. And economics are love. Economics are love. If I'm mad at somebody, I send them money. If somebody makes me angry, I send them money or I send them a prayer. And the reason I do that is I work so hard for my money that it's my blood. My career is my blood. I'm a stand-up comic. I have my own business. I've had to ask for help for the last 4 weeks that it has been so vulnerable. But being in a space where I know how important that is, if I'm mad at somebody, I'm like, here you go. Here. We're even, we're equal. This is my form of being like, that's how much I love and care. On the flip side, why is this a mother's war right now? This is a mother's war right now because it's up to the community to find love again. And who's the center? Who's the nucleus of the community? This is why I got on Kill Tony, because I had no other platform to get on. And if you go to Kill Tony, and if you go to the episode with Don Barris, I did a bit with Divine Mother cards. There was a reason I did that. I was on mushrooms and they told me to do that. This week has been a rough week in Texas. I've had to learn a lot of things about the comedy industry. I've had to learn a lot of things about keeping my wits about me. I've had to learn a lot of things about my view of family and the world's view of family, and how it is up to mothers. It's up to a strong mother, a strong family, to bring it back to center. Otherwise, we're fucked. And we can fight this battle, but it's really up to love. It's really up to being like, I love, I forgive, and I'm honest. So my version of that right now is I'm headed down to Austin, and I hope I do it justice. I will be helping tonight on the G-Spot comedy show, and it's produced by Mary Helen McCarthy. I'm going to be getting on stage as much as I can, and really just fucking being brutally honest on stage. I'm terrified to do it, but I'm going to talk about star seeds. I'm going to talk about these things because we've reached a new realm. So if it sounds crazy, well, fuck. Whatever. I got chips. I don't give a fuck. mean, what are you going to do anymore? What are you going to do anymore? Other than be fucking blatantly crazy. Alright. People, be safe out there. Right now, I'm like so scared. I haven't seen my family in a year. And it's coming up on a year on the 9th. And I'm like, I just texted them this morning. I'm like, I don't want them in Maryland. Like, that's how I feel as like somebody who's like a mother in training. I don't want my family in Maryland. And they're old and they're stubborn and they're like, no, we're here. You need a COVID vaccine to travel. Fucking, this is why COVID's out there, is to have this shit happen so that people can't be with their fucking families. Oh shit, we're live. Hello, we're doing a live stream. We're doing a live stream. I'm currently in Austin. Yesterday's live stream was in northern Texas, I think it was in Gainesville, Texas. I'm just gonna do these because I need them. I just need to talk things out. They're like my open mics, and I just need to do them. So I've got some tarot cards. I know it's a little bit earlier than I normally do live streams, but I've got a decision to make, and this is my answer. The Princess of Wands, Fire Princess. So I've got a decision to make that is something that's kind of scary, and I was thinking about this. I'm currently parked sort of near Anton's, which is where Kiltony is, and I'm trying to figure out what to actually do. If I should sign up, if I should go against the rules, or if I should just play PC. Now, as I learned growing up in DC, you don't get anywhere, or Maryland, DC, you don't get anywhere from playing PC. And so I've got some decisions to make. And to be very, very clear, like for a lot of people, this might not be a big deal, or they might, but this is a big deal. Like, comedy is a big deal, and moving to Texas is a big deal, and being here in the arts district of Austin is a big deal, and being able to do stand-up comedy at this time is a big deal. And so my decision is to go against, not really against, it's just that, you know, I had to fight for something last week, and then this week I'm still fighting for it. And the advice being the Princess of Wands, I think really means that what I'm about to do now probably might not be something that is very rule abiding. And the Capricorn rising Mars Neptune in me is like, don't break the rules. And then the Aries in me is like, you have to break the rules. The only way out is to break the rules. So, and also, like, I'm thinking about Gemini placements, and people who know people with Gemini placements, if you have Gemini placements, like, Gemini kind of takes the contract and can break the contract in their own way. Third house energy can do the same thing. So I'm trying to, like, really think this through. And I'm trying to, like, mince words. I guess that right now what I'm doing is, like, talking around the subject. And the real subject is that in California and Los Angeles, on Kiltony, I was made a monthly regular for astrology and comedy. And the thing about that, the thing that's really tough, a tough pill to swallow, is like the industry of stand-up comedy, because you can't talk about things and you have to like keep secrets and all this shit. And I'm not really that kind of person. I really feel like if you need to talk about something, you need to talk about it. And so I get to kill Tony last week, and that position had been dropped. And I got pulled up, so that recording comes out today. So if you watch Kill Tony, it's live unless they edit it out, that I was no longer a regular. Now, I don't mind working hard for what I get, or what, like, nothing in this life is owed to you at all, period, end of sentence. I understand that deeply from both, training horses and, falling down and getting up and losing all my money and having to scramble and do all the shit that I do. But today's date is a really important date because it marks pretty much a year since I've been on a bus, a Greyhound bus that I took. I made the sacrifice to go to Los Angeles and really, really dive into the LA scene and commit to LA, commit to the Comedy Store, which you don't get a second chance. So the first chance I got was in 2019. This career path is humbling as fuck, and I try to stay humble, and I try to stay, but when that fire comes out of my fucking, like a fucking dragon, it's just like, if somebody pisses me off, like, it's really, I can't, there's like a valve that opens in my fucking throat, and I can't keep it in, and it's like, this has been, like, my whole thing. Like, my dad used to say, like, you've got the sharpest tongue, you've got a sharp tongue. And I thought about that recently, about familial ties and, like, expectations. But now I'm out here in Texas, like, doing this thing, and hopefully not. Every day I wake up, I think about my family. And it was hard last week with DC getting hit, because it's not so much that there's, like, a lot of people making jokes about it, or these fucking idiots are going into the Capitol. It's the bigger picture of, like, what the fuck's going on. And here I am in Texas, outside of Anton's nightclub, seeing comics line up, knowing that the sign-up's at 6. Tony told me last week, he's like, because last week when I was on stage, and those who watch it tonight, you'll see, like, it's public knowledge unless edited out, that I lost this spot. And the things that go through your head when you, like, are told, like, you don't have this job anymore, because the worker bee in me is like, wait, my job? I'm getting fired? Like, that's my mentality. I've got fucking factory worker mentality, and it's just like, wait, what? And, I'm like, oh, well, what part of me is not funny enough? What part of me is not good enough? What part of me? And so on stage, you'll see that it's like, it's completely on there. So I figured I'm just gonna fucking say my piece, go sign up. But this time I'm signing up not as Kristy, this astrologer, but I'm signing up as Christina Michelle, the Catholic. I'm signing up as Christina Michelle, the girl that was named after her father and mother. I was given this name, and for God damn it, like, I'm gonna sign up as Christina the Catholic, because Christina the comedian, because the reason why I had to call myself Kristy was because when I started stand-up comedy, I had to go by a different name because of science, and because, they check your profile. So I created a second Facebook account, because Facebook was the social media at the time I started stand-up comedy. So I created a Kristy page for stand-up comedy, and then I had Christina, the other page, which I've completely abandoned. And I realized, like, no, like, if this guy says, I think I got the spot back, but like nothing in life is guaranteed. It doesn't matter if you're living in your car. It doesn't matter how much blood, sweat, and tears you're putting into anything. What matters is like, you know, there's a lot of social aspects that go into stand-up comedy. And in this particular case, like, you know, I have a lot of insecurities about my looks because I've gained a shit ton of weight over these last 3 years. I look at pictures of myself and I'm just like, there's like 2 of you right now. You're like double the size of where you were when you started. And I realized like I gained this weight not just because to protect myself, because Christina, the girl who was the scientist and in the lab and wore high heels and leather boots and, you know, was really good at science. I was a really good little science nerd, and it's a hard, humbling experience when you meet people from Hollywood, because you're just like, Hollywood does not work in Texas. This is farm culture. These are farmers. These are rebels. These are Southerners. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, I actually, like, that kind of Hollywood stuff is weird to me. It's just fucking weird. It's like evil. It's like evil shit. So I'm here. I'm going to sign up for Kill Tony. The list goes out, and I'm going to put down Christina Michelle. If he kicks me off, he kicks me the fuck off. What do I have to lose? It's not like I'm not going to do stand-up comedy. Oh my God, I can't get on the show and do 1 minute and have boys say I'm ugly or fat. Like, do you think it's a fucking easy ride to perform on the show? Because then comes the comments on the YouTube, then comes the comments on all the things. There's amazing people, by the way. There's awesome people. I've met amazing people. Shout outs to like the Discord. None of them are on Facebook. I love Facebook Lives. I love them. But the amazing people I've met, and that's the plus. That's what keeps me going, is like the coolest people that message me from all over the world. Not a crazy amount. I'm not fucking Chappelle, you know, but the people that'll be like, oh my God, your minute, I look forward to your minute. Do you know how much that keeps me writing? That keeps me fucking going. That keeps me driving to Oklahoma City or driving back. Like yesterday it was snowing, and I was just like, you got this, bitch. You've got this far. Keep going through the snow. Like, as 18-wheelers spray my little Elantra, and I'm just like, you've been through these weather before. You've been through snow. You've been through ice. You've been through rain. You've been through extreme heat in the desert. But what I need to just put out there is like, I'm not doing Kill Tony because it's the only thing, but I'm doing Kill Tony because it is one of the only things right now that comics have to get them a little bit of heat or exposure in certain ways. One of the only things. And I knew I could do it. I knew I had the strength to write. I'm a rant comic, so I wanted to see if I could take my rants and put them into a minute. And I have a new rant written tonight based on everything that happened in DC. Will I get up? I don't know. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, William. Thank you, Eddie. Eddie says, you are true to your vision. Thank you for writing, and thank you for not trying to be anyone else. However much I like Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle. Dude, like, he's from Washington, D.C., and if we're gonna even go down the D.C. lines, like, not only, like, I love Dave Chappelle, but I fucking love Tony Woods. And if you're a Dave Chappelle fan, please check out Tony Woods. I don't know what his comedy schedule looks like this year, but he is an amazing comedian from Washington, D.C., and he definitely mentored Dave Chappelle, and he is seeing Tony Woods perform live just in bars in DC, like, this brings in the DC comedy scene. Like, the DC comedy scene has amazing comics. Amazing comics. The Baltimore comedy scene has amazing comics. The Maryland, Virginia comedy scene, like, that's home. And, like, watching Tony Woods perform just off the top of his head so many times was a lesson. It was like, I don't know how to put it into words. He has a cadence and a rhythm, and you definitely see how that influenced Chappelle. And I wish Tony Woods would get more credit for what he does, and I hope that he's out there doing well. But I'm gonna go put my name down on this list, and hopefully, who knows what'll happen. I have 0 fucks to give anymore. And I mean that in a way where it's like, I have 0 people that I need to please anymore, other than God at this point, because it's just like, I have legit given everything I can over to comedy, and now I just gotta keep doing the work. And if I get yelled at tonight, who the fuck cares? So I just want to say peace and love. Everybody be safe. Please be safe. I know that COVID numbers are going up, and I know I'm doing these live streams and going to comedy places, but don't freak out every day about people that I love and care about. And, like, I love everybody, but I'm just worried about my family right now. So I send peace, I send love, and watch Kill Tony tonight. This will be the first Anton's episode, and I am called up pretty early in the lineup. So they've got a great lineup, and let me know how you're doing. If you want to send me a DM, send me a DM.
We'll be back. How about a hand for the brand new band, huh?
You never know, Tony. We might find a new regular out here in Austin, Texas.
Could happen. We could have placeholders until the boys come out here. Fun stuff. All right, here we go. Your next comedian goes by the name of Christina Michelle. Christina Michelle. Yeah. Christina Michelle, perhaps coming from some direction. Here she comes, everybody. It's happening. Here she is, Christina Michelle.
Given the events in Washington, D.C., with everything that's gone on, I'm from Washington, D.C., Maryland, and I used to be an intern for the United States Senate. Instead of taking down Congress with, like, Viking hats and shitting on their mail and stuff, I'll share a story. So I was in the bathroom once near a Senate, there's a chef that came in from, like, a Senate dining room, and she walked into the bathroom, and against girl code, because there's girl code in bathrooms, she took a steaming, hot shit, just dropped her load. It's like she had IVF in her anus, and she was doing plop tuplets in the toilet, And then I was, like, kind of disgusted and, like, flabbergasted. And she got up, and she left without washing her hands. And she served Senator spaghetti right before they went to the floor to vote. And that is how you fuck over Congress, one dirty shit at a time.
There you go. Christina Michelle, everybody. That's fun.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
How are you boys doing today?
Good. So it's 2 weeks in a row for you. You signed up with a different stage name tonight than last week.
Yeah, I signed up with my given name.
Why is that?
Because you told me I could only come in once a month as a regular.
Uh-huh. Well, not really as a regular, but to do the special psychic reading thing that you became famous for last week. So then what do you think is going to happen here?
Well, I mean, I'm Kristina Belich. Kristy Belich, the comedian.
Did you sign up under different names, multiple names on tonight?
I signed up under Christina Michelle because I saw this motherfucker at Baker Street Pub last motherfucking Tuesday, and I looked him in the eye, and I said, can I have my regular spot? And you said, don't you want to sign up, like, every week?
And you said no. You said I'd rather have the once-a-month spot, and I looked you back in your eyes, and I called your bullshit bluff, and I said, you can pick one or the other, and you said I'd rather have a regular spot then, and I go, okay, then you can't sign up.
Well,
so you signed up under a different... Are you listening?
I'm listening.
So then you signed up under a different name tonight, and you think you can abuse the system. Am I right?
I'm not using the system. I'm saying the system's fucking broken, bruh.
I don't know. It seems to be working completely fine all the time.
Damn. Do we have to do a banning?
I don't know. We might need to get a fucking restraining order on this one. She's got the googly eyes tonight, saying our system's broken.
I said the system's broken. You said in the back, I heard you say it before I got up. You didn't have any other regulars here in Austin, and I said you, and I looked at you in the eye. I looked at you. Sorry, I'm from Maryland. I looked you in the eye, and you said, okay, keep the spot. But the thing is, Kristy the psychic keeps the spot. Christina Michelle, the comedian who goes on the road.
That's not how it works.
No, not at all. I got bad news for you. You wrote your own. You wrote your own story there. That's not even a thing. That's not exactly. We talked about this.
It doesn't exist, folks.
Thank you. It's the president of the United States.
Well, how about?
Still,
wait, okay.
We're not going to negotiate this now. There's a live comedy show going on, but I'm going to tell you immediately.
I asked you, are my jokes good enough like the boys?
Okay.
I asked you, are my jokes good enough like the boys? And you said you're doing a great job on the show.
Kristy, you're not a regular on this show. We thought that the psychic thing that happened at the Comedy Store a couple months ago was funny. We were able to get through 1 month of you doing that. Then you got lucky last week. You understand? You got pulled out of the bucket last week. Remember first.
To you guys, are my jokes not as good as Williams or David?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Not even close. Nowhere even remotely close. How many of you think William, David, and Michael's jokes are better than Christina Michelle's? And the other people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Anybody who didn't just make a lot of noise.
Are the people that made noise seen my sets on the show?
You just did a set on the show. You just did it for 60 seconds. We let you go uninterrupted even though you broke a rule, and it doesn't really matter. It's just below. It's just very weird that you would do that.
It's just all right.
We made it at Baker Street. I took time to actually talk with you when you're like, "Hey, can I sign up or would I get the once a month spot?" Because you weren't a regular. I said you could do the psychic thing once a month. You got it. You fucked up. There she goes, Christina Michelle. Everybody, she fucked up. She fucked up. She fucked up.
I'm glad. So probably I'll sue her because it would be fun.
Keys.
I'm glad she caught her breath because I was worried for a long time.